Thanks Mint Mobile for sponsoring this video. On today's video, I am making every recipe that made your favorite YouTubers famous. Oh yes, some are gonna be wild, some are gonna be crazy, but most importantly, we are about to have a lot of fun and hopefully some good food. Well, we're about to find out right now. When you see this dish, who comes to mind? If you said Uncle Roger, you are absolutely right. Now, funny enough, the video that made him blow up is not the one with Jamie Oliver. Oh no, it was actually this one, where he roasted a BBC cooking host.
Oh my god, you're killing me, woman!
The first thing I want you to know is how far Uncle Roger has come. Nowadays, Uncle Roger is a superstar, and we all know his #1 nemesis is Jamie Oliver. But I gotta be honest with you, I went to Malaysia, and his egg fried rice is on a whole nother level. And here is the recipe on how to do it properly. You first want to get your mise en place together. Here we have some red chili peppers, followed by shallots, eggs, green onions, minced garlic, soy sauce, sesame oil, and of course the king of flavor, MSG. You're not going to be doing Uncle Roger's fried rice without this special ingredient. Another important thing is this, a day-old rice. As now we got to put this dish together. Into a wok you throw in some oil followed by shallots and garlic. Fry that up for a little bit and immediately throw in your scrambled eggs. Once the egg is no longer runny, immediately throw in the rice. You want to go ahead and mix everything together, and if things are getting a little bit dry, add a little bit more oil, because the last thing we want is for rice to stick to the wok. As now you want to add some sesame oil followed by soy sauce and a generous amount of MSG. As then you want to mix everything together and most importantly get that wok hay. You want to toss until everything is fully combined. As to finish it up, add the chilies right on top followed by the green onions. Go ahead and toss everything together and make sure you get as much wok hay as possible, because in the end the only thing left to do is to plate it up. And I'll be honest with you, egg fried rice is delicious, especially if it's done right. Hopefully, I did its justice. And there we have it, my good friend Uncle Roger. What made him famous?
Yes. Fried rice!
That's right! But his egg fried rice is extremely popular. Let's dig in. Give me your honest opinion, because I had it before. I want to know you guys. Cheers.
Cheers. This is delicious fried rice. Super fluffy rice, has wonderful, wonderful flavor. A little bit of kick too. This is pretty good.
A little bit of spice, but not too much. Overall, it's extremely balanced, everybody. I just love it. I'm in love with this thing, yeah.
I love how it's not sticky rice.
Yeah.
You know, they all have their individual grain, and it's super, it is heavy. But other than that, it's really good. I love all the flavors combined in here.
It's a very bold flavor that comes out of this rice, partially because he normally cheats and use MSG.
Yes.
I'm sure there's some, you had to have put MSG in there.
Are you crazy? If I don't put MSG in here, you come from Malaysia with the hand.
And smack you?
Yeah, the hand will just come boom, boom, boom. By the way, we are good friends. Shout out to you, Uncle Roger. Amazing fried rice. Keep up the good work. I'll see you in Malaysia real soon. Now, let's jump on to the next. Now take a look at this tomahawk. It has over 13 million views. It is Malcolm Reed's most viewed video.
Today we're going to be cooking this tomahawk ribeye. I mean, check this out.
People love him because of his barbecue knowledge, his authentic southern personality, and of course the food. Now in order to make this tomahawk properly, you need a thick boy. It can't be thin, if not you're not going to get the same results. Choose it wisely. Now just like Malcolm Reed, in order to season it, I did it with only salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Everything starts off by getting a nice sear on the steak, and he is totally okay with grill marks. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know how I feel about them. But we're doing Malcolm Reed's recipe. The key thing here is to get this thing nicely seared. Now remember, as you're doing this, the steak is not getting fully cooked. It's just the outer crust. This is just as important as nailing the temperature inside of the steak. But once you got a nice beautiful sear, get a pan, throw in some butter, thyme, garlic, and rosemary in there. Notice that I'm putting this in indirect heat. After putting the steak on top of it, you want to cover it and cook it in indirect heat. You gotta remember that it will take a little bit of time to cook this steak. And as it's doing so, you want to start basting it. The more you baste, the better it's going to be. As I'm doing this, I'm trying to get the brown bits of butter that are on the bottom of the pan. And of course, lay them down on top of the steak, allowing that to stick. You want to baste this every 5 to 10 minutes. Depending on how thick your steak is, you will take no time at all to cook it. Anywhere between 20 to 25 minutes, because once you've reached the internal temperature that you want, you are left with an incredible steak. And as soon as I take my first slice, you can see exactly what I mean. This is a phenomenal steak. The technique that was used is flawless. Don't believe me? Well, here's the taste test.
I don't know who this YouTuber is, but I like him already. This is what I'm talking about over here.
Tremendo tomahawk.
Well, give me your true honest opinion. He cooks it a little bit different than I normally do, but let's give it a try.
Okay.
Ready? Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Oh, Malcolm Reed. We get along, bro. That is amazing, everybody. That is phenomenal. The fact that you get a little bit of charcoal and everything else together with it.
Is that Wagyu by any chance? It's very soft.
It is not Wagyu, but it's so soft that it feels like Wagyu, right?
I really like about the steak is the crust. It's very pronounced. You can taste that charcoal flavor.
Yeah, 100%. Very smoky, flavorful. You know, the butter, thyme, and garlic and some rosemary combination. You can't go wrong.
I'm with Sebastian. I thought it was Wagyu also because it's surprisingly tender, like unusually tender for this cut of meat. This is a great cut of meat, but I love the added flavor. It's very different than how we prepare steaks, which is salt, pepper, garlic powder. You know, that's the classic Guga seasoning, but you can feel those added notes of the rosemary, the butter in here, and I don't mind it. It tastes good.
This was phenomenal. Just wait for you guys to see who comes up next. Surprisingly enough, this is the dish that made our next YouTuber famous. And I'm talking about my good friend Andrew, also known as Babish. This video he made over 9 years ago and has 31 million views. Most people not only love his cooking, but also his voice.
Horizontally, like so. Lift it off a little bit slower than necessary.
Now, even though Babish has cooked many beef dishes, the most popular one of his channel is this one from Ratatouille. And here's how it's done. To start off, I got some tomatoes, score them just like this, and into the boiling water they go for 1 to 2 minutes. The reason we did that before is that it makes it easy to peel out the skin. Next, you want some red bell peppers. The key to make the sauce of this dish is actually putting a little bit of char on these peppers. You can do it directly on charcoal, or if you have a flamethrower like me, put that thing to good use. In the end, take a look. Now you want to go ahead and cover the whole thing up and let it rest for at least 5 minutes. Once the time is up, you take it out and you want to peel out most of the char. Next, you want to get all of these ingredients together. We got the bell peppers, tomatoes, white onions, garlic, thyme, and parsley. Now everything goes into the blender and add a tiny bit of chicken stock and blend it on high. As it is blending, go ahead and add a little bit of olive oil. And if needed for consistency, add a tiny bit of water. Because in the end, you are left with this. Now you can season it with salt to finish it up the taste. But it is that simple and easy to make. As now, this dish is all about making things pretty. So I got all of these vegetables. Now you can definitely go ahead and slice everything with a knife. But if you want to make the job a lot easier, get yourself a mandolin. It just makes the job a lot easier and faster. And most importantly, it keeps everything extremely even. In the end, you should left with this. We got eggplant, zucchini, yellow squash, and tomatoes. And now my favorite part is to put the dish together. We first start with the base, which is a generous amount of the sauce we previously made, followed by a generous amount of the vegetables. As now you want to season it with black pepper, some chopped up rosemary, a tiny bit of olive oil, and finish it off with salt. Add some parchment paper on top so it doesn't get burned, and into the oven it goes at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. Once the time is up, take it out. Now you can eat it as is, but if you want the real presentation, you gotta use a ring, because in the end, once you are done with everything, it should look something like this. Now the question is, does it taste as good as it looks? Well, we're about to find out right now. Here we have one of my best friends, Babish.
That's the fanciest thing you've ever put on a plate on this channel.
All right, give me your true honest opinion on Ratatouille, all right? Shout out to my boy Babish. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's my reaction too. Why is this popular?
The sauce actually tastes nice, but it's just kind of sad.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to bite into it like a piece of steak with some rice, like something satisfying.
If you ever had ratatouille, it's okay. It makes the vegetables taste okay. But it's by no means something like I crave. Do you crave
No,
that?
I do not crave. No, I don't enjoy. I did not enjoy it very much. I'm not a big fan of zucchini squash and some tomatoes.
Eggplant.
I don't know. Ugh.
It does not taste good. Shout out to Babish. I love you very much. This one right here, I don't get it, but I guess all the vegans were watching him that time. But enough talking. I'm just kidding. Let's jump on to the next one. Take a look at this. It is called Côte de Boeuf. I'm probably butchering the name, but I don't think the YouTuber that made this will be angry, as he has one of the best personalities ever. I'm talking about Matty Matheson. This guy is full of life.
Oh,
Hello! But in the end of the day, he makes delicious food. And I have no doubt that this steak will be amazing. And here's the dish that made him extremely famous. Now everything starts with a bone-in rib roast. He cuts that from scratch. But you can buy bone-in ribeyes anywhere. Just make sure you get one that is nicely marbled and most importantly, thick. You want to go ahead and season it heavily with salt. And like every steak, it needs a good crust. So for that, you want to throw in some oil into the pan, get it nice and hot, and immediately start getting the sear. It does not take long as the oil will start frying the crust. Once that's done, you want to go ahead and strain all of the oil out. Now you want to put the steak back into the pan, throw in some butter and garlic. As soon as the butter has completely melted, throw in some thyme, and of course, baste the steak. Once it's nicely seared, you want to go ahead and lay the steak down on a cooling rack, put the butter that was left on the pan straight on the steak, and let the whole thing rest until it comes to temperature. Because in the end, you are left with this. A nice, beautiful steak, and the biggest difference with this one and the one that you cooked on the grill is actually the crust. Since the steak was completely fried, it is crunchy and crackly. But Maddie didn't finish only with the steak. He went ahead and made a salad. Into a bowl, you want to throw some mint, followed by shallots, some parsley, olives, some lemon zest, scallions, garlic, celery, salt, black pepper, canola oil, some olive oil, and to finish it off, some vinegar. Mix that up real good, and that will be your dressing for the salad. Now you want to go ahead and get some variety of leaves. Just make sure to coat them nicely with the dressing, mix them really good, because in the end you're left with this, the most viewed video on his channel. But how good is it?
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's a good steak. The salad breaks it down a little bit because of the acidity and the fattiness, right?
Yeah.
So you tasted the steak by itself. Tell me, what does it taste like?
An amazing steak. The steak is actually cooked very well. I like the amount of seasoning on it. You can really feel that. It's a nice thick cut of steak, perfect crust. The steak is perfect. The salad, not so much.
Okay, you like?
No, I do enjoy it, but I'm taking a second bite because I enjoy the steak more. I want
You don't like
feel-
the salad?
No, I don't.
So this is the recipe that made him famous. Maddie, it is a good steak. I hope we get to meet each other real soon. I would love to make a video together. You are crazy like me. We like good food and we don't lie. Are you guys ready to jump on to the next one?
I'm ready.
But before moving forward, I want to thank today's sponsor, Mint Mobile. You know I love premium quality without the premium price. That's why I switched to Mint Mobile. Mint makes everything easy. No stores, no salespeople. I signed up online right from my kitchen in minutes using eSIM. It was seamless. And here's what got me hooked. Premium wireless without the premium price. Unlimited talk, text, and data on the nation's largest 5G network for only $15 a month. And you get free calling to Mexico, Canada, and the UK. That's huge for someone like me with family all over. Plus, they throw in hotspot data too. 10 gigs if you are on unlimited. They even let you buy in bulk. The more months you buy upfront, 3, 6, or 12, the more you will save. Just like buying steaks in bulk, but for your phone. You worry about switching? Don't be. I kept my number, my contacts, and my phone. And if it's not for you, Mint will give you 7 days money back guarantee. It's smarter, it's simpler, and it is the kind of deal I wish I would have found it sooner. So if you're ready to stop overpaying, click the link below to get Mint's best offer. 3 months of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. Take advantage now as this offer ends September 15th. Thanks Mint Mobile for sponsoring this video. Now let's get right back to it.
This is one of the most famous recipes ever, and it was all done by Andy. Now Andy started off as a short form creator, and in most of his videos he did not talk that much. It was all about Babe.
Hey babe, what do you want for dinner?
Chicken biryani.
Yeah, Andy knows how to cook, and his most popular video has been viewed by almost everyone. Now is it that good? Well, let's find out. It all starts with onions. You want to cut them nice and thin, and the best way to do so is to use a mandolin. Once that's done, go ahead and fry them in oil. Cook them nice and slow until they get nicely golden brown. Once that's done, you want to go ahead and strain the whole thing and set it aside. Now into a large pan, throw in some chicken thighs, followed by Greek yogurt, Kashmir chili powder, some garam masala, turmeric, cardamom, cumin, some cloves, cinnamon, a few chili peppers, lemon juice, ginger paste, garlic paste, some cilantro, mint, and mix everything well. Once it's fully mixed, throw in some salt and fried onions. Mix it a little bit more, as you should be left with something like this. Now you want to let it marinate for at least 24 hours. Now get yourself some basmati rice, add some water, and let the whole thing soak for 15 minutes. As then you want to go ahead and strain it, and it is now time to cook it. Get yourself some boiling water, add some salt, followed followed by a cinnamon stick, some cumin, cardamom, a few cloves, chili, and let the whole thing simmer. Now go ahead and add the rice and let the whole thing cook. Once the rice is fully cooked, you want to go ahead and strain the excess water. Now grab your chicken and start to cook it. We are not going to cook the chicken all the way through, as once everything is nicely heated up, you want to reserve some of the chicken, leave a few pieces on the bottom, add some rice, followed by some more chicken, a few crispy onions we made previously, a tiny bit of cilantro and mint, and cover the whole thing up with even more rice. Into a separate bowl, combine some milk, followed by a few pieces of saffron. Now mix that up real good and set it aside. Once the saffron has completely infused, you want to go ahead and add it to the rice. Now add a little bit more cilantro and mint, get yourself some dough and seal the pot. I'm not quite sure what this does, but it was the way he made it. Because now you want to go ahead and keep it on a medium-low heat, as once it's fully cooked, break out the dough, stir the whole thing around, and it is ready to be served. The question is it as good as it looks? Because this might be one of the most elaborate dishes I've ever made. And hopefully, it was worth the amount of work.
And this is one of the most popular foods in the planet. It's chicken biryani.
I was gonna say arroz con pollo.
That was good.
Pretty much a version of it. All right, enough talking. Let's give it a try. Cheers.
Cheers. That's really good. Yeah.
You like Sebastian?
Yeah.
It's so flavorful for everybody. There's not one single time you take individual bites that you don't feel that flavor. That is very flavorful.
Yeah, for me, it almost takes a little second for like those spices and herbs to fully coat my mouth. It smells like it's gonna be sweet and floral, but you try it and it has a lot of spice. There's a good amount of savoriness. The chicken is cooked perfectly.
It's one of those dishes that you take one bite and it just stays there in your mouth. Extremely flavorful.
It feels a little heavy though.
Yes.
Like it's very, like the rice is very heavy. With all those spices, it's catching up a little bit of heat.
Yeah, it's a
but
little
it's
bit
good.
of
It's a good
spiciness.
heat.
But it is delicious. Shout out to Andy. Congratulations on this. Let's jump on to the next one.
Now this next dish is just as popular as the previous one, if not more. Just listen how the video starts. Now this next YouTuber is the most famous one in Japan, and it is my good friend Bayashi. We've made a few videos together. Fortunately enough, he cooks a lot of dishes, but his most popular one is this one cooked with beef. And let me show you how it's made. Everything starts off with this, a piece of eye round. It is tough, flavorful, and it needs some tenderizing. And in order to do so, he uses a fork. You just want to stab it a few times, breaking the fibers. Now grate some garlic and rub the whole thing around. For the seasoning, he adds some salt and pepper, as now it's time to get a sear on it. And for that, he just does it with a little bit of oil in the pan. Getting a nice golden brown color is the go. To cook the whole thing, he throws it in a bag, vacuum sealed it, and believe it or not, he cooks it in his rice cooker. Then you want to make a quick sauce with first soy sauce, followed by some wasabi, salt, black pepper, and of course, it's not going to be Bayashi's recipe without an egg yolk. Mix that up real good and the sauce is ready. Because by this time, the beef is also ready. So go ahead and remove it from the rice cooker, open up the bag, and let the whole thing strain. As now, you want to go ahead and slice this in small thin slices. To put it together, you want to grab some avocado and alfalfa. Now he calls this meat sushi because you just add one followed by the other and roll the whole thing up. Next, you want to go ahead and plate it up, add the sauce right on top, and this is one of the most viewed videos ever on YouTube. But is it that good? Well, we're about to find out right now.
And here we have our good friend Bayashi. And on our last video with him, he asked us to eat something wonderful. Do you guys remember? Oh.
Unfortunately, I will never forget that dish.
It was natto, everybody. And if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. Well, enough talking because the recipe that made him famous. Cheers.
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 Wow, it's a lot better than natto.
It's really weird.
In a good way or in a bad way?
Honestly, in a bad way. Like, I don't know. Is that cat? Like, it tastes very grassy on the inside.
A little bit of greens for your health, bro. Why are you complaining?
I feel like I would get the same flavor if I went out and I just started mowing your lawn with my teeth, bro. Like, it just doesn't taste.
Yo, this guy hater, bro.
No, I have to agree with him too, Guga.
Oh,
I don't know,
my
for
God.
some reason, I don't like the avocado with the steak.
No, don't
And
go
whatever,
well.
I don't know, these are,
It's alfalfa, bro.
I don't like it at all. There's no salt on it, so
Very
it
little
felt a little
seasoning.
bland. The sauce is good. good, but I wish it had more. I want to like get a spoon and like dunk it in or something.
All right, let's jump on to the next.
Now, our very next YouTuber made this, and it took the internet by storm. I mean, take a look at these steaks. I know they don't look that appetizing, but surprisingly, this has way over 20 million views, and it's all about the way it was made. It was invented by Adam Ragusa, and the video got so much traction because of the way Adam Ragusian explained the method.
I usually don't season or flavor my steak, I flavor my cutting board.
And let me show you how it's made. Everything starts off with a steak, and like the title says, it needs no seasoning. Add a little bit of oil into the pan and immediately start to cook it. On a cutting board, you want to get some garlic, butter, lime, and rosemary. Chop all of the rosemary and the garlic together, and as you're doing so, flip the steak as necessary. Add a tiny bit of salt, followed by black pepper and lemon juice. Put the butter right over it, and let the whole steak rest on top of everything. Now, as it's doing so, it will start creating a sauce. Then you want to go ahead and slice the whole thing, mix everything together. And as you know, the acidity of the lemon can actually cook the steak. That's why it's losing its pinkness. Now grab a nice plate, go ahead and run it over hot water, and immediately serve the whole thing. Finish it with some flaky salt. And this is Adam Ragusia's most popular video. The question is, how good is it?
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
I don't like that. I do not like that. It's very bland.
At least it's juicy, but there's no flavor.
Isn't it weird that when you take a bite, it's nice and juicy and it feels like a medium rare steak, but don't look like medium rare?
It's weird. There's no salt, there's no pepper, there's no garlic powder. You know. So I don't know.
I understand. What about you? What do you think, Leo?
There's a little bit of flavor there, but it's really only on the surface of the steak. It's there, like the actual meat itself, it tastes like it's not seasoned properly. It just tastes very bland and like kind of mediocre to me.
For me, it feels like it's unfinished. Like you try to season it, but it's unfinished. Funny enough, Adam Ragusa came later on, even though this is his most popular video, and said that this is no longer his favorite way.
Yeah, don't season your steak like that, and don't cut your steak like that. That's a lesson right there, guys.
Not my favorite way. I mean, I'll eat it, but I'm not happy about it.
Next, we got my good friend Nick DiGiovanni. I know Nick since the beginning. I was actually one of the first YouTubers that he ever collaborated with. Now, Nick became extremely popular because of one place, and that was MasterChef.
You're not gonna know if I got it yet or not. Let's see if I got the apron. I faked you out.
Now, the dish that got him an apron on MasterChef was this. However, his most popular dish on YouTube is not this one. But let me show you how the dish that got him started with everything is made. He made his own pasta by mixing egg yolk and flour. Mix that up real good, knead the whole thing. Once it's formed the dough, let it rest. As after, you want to go ahead and open the whole thing up. You see, on MasterChef, you really gotta show your skills. That is exactly what Nick did. With the pressure on, the man shined. Once it was nicely thin, he cut the whole thing up in round shapes. As then, he quickly cooked some ossobuco, shredded the meat. As then, he added some creme fraiche, followed by ossobuco meat, and closed the whole thing up. But he went ahead and made a few more. As next, it was time to cook it. And for that, you just want to throw it in boiling water. But we're not done yet. Remember, this is MasterChef after all. You gotta do something fancy. So he went ahead and blanched some mint. You just want to put it in boiling water for a little bit, then strain the whole thing, throw it in a blender with a generous amount of olive oil, blend it on high, go ahead and use some cheesecloth, strain the whole thing, and in the end you are left with this. As now you gotta go for the plating. And Nick is a master at plating. I've seen him plate many things, but this one caught me by surprise because take a look at how simple it is. Not fancy, nothing crazy, but I tell you one thing, it got him his jacket. So it has to taste a lot better than it looks. But one of the most popular things that Nick actually cooked was not this on his YouTube channel. It was one that he used an entire Parmigiano Reggiano cheese wheel. However, Nick always uses a lot of elaborate ingredients. So instead of getting a $2,500 cheese wheel, I got this best next thing. It is a Gouda wheel. Unlike the Parmigiano Reggiano, it's only $100. Now I'm not quite sure if this will be the same exact thing, but I can tell you one thing. I followed his recipe to the T. Now there's one thing that I was not expecting to happen, and that was something we were not ready for the taste test. Because take a look. In the end, the dish looked phenomenal, but you just wait and see what actually happened.
And of course, my good friend Nick DiGiovanni. Check it out, huh? What do you guys think, huh?
Nick did this? Very unique. He killed a Parmesan wheel? What is this?
It's not a Parmesan wheel. I can't afford a Parmesan wheel like Nick. You know, he got a lot of dough, everybody. But one of the things that nobody knows is that our food is always hot. So I put the whole cheese wheel on the food warmer and this is what happened. You know what I'm saying?
And it melted?
So this is his actual dish, not this one here. This one I was just making fun of Nick. Yo, Nick, what's up? So this is the actual dish that made Nick famous, okay? And this is one of his most viewed videos. All right, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
No?
Super creamy.
Strong Gouda flavor. I actually really like it. I've never tried a pasta like that, but that cheese goes really, really well with the pasta.
Nevertheless, let's go for his raviolo, okay? This is a lamb raviolo. Well, let's give it a try. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
It's like fancy food.
What's the meat inside there?
Lamb.
Wow.
So good, right?
With the creme, is that creme fraiche?
Creme fraiche and mint oil. Fancy guy.
That's very fancy.
Nick, fancy guy. You know, I know Nick for many years. If there's one thing Nick knows how to do, it's plating. He has some very creative plating. But I don't know about this one.
It feels like a lot of pasta and not a lot of meat. And I wish it was a more denser raviolo.
It feels like a Michelin star dish.
Exactly.
And not enough meat. I love, the meat was very, very good, but I just want more.
Which one do you guys prefer? This one or this one?
This one.
This one, huh?
I do prefer that one too.
Me too. This one's better, everybody. This one's 10 times better, if I'm being honest. But those are the results. Let me know in the comments down below which one was your favorite, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, be sure to subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Because that thing from Nick was absolutely insane. I can't believe it worked. The Gouda actually worked.